The Real Housewives of Orange County recap. Let's have a Kiki. And on that day, the twin spirits of Marisol Patton and Heather Gay came down from heaven, and they gave Emily Simpson an idea. No, not an idea. A game. A game that would make Who Here Do You Trust the Least? Or go through our text messages, find the worst thing we said about someone at this table. Look like a game of Red Rover at recess. Divine, projectorial, intervention came in the form of two polygraph operators, one who looks like Edna Mode from The Incredibles right after she got contacts, who forced everyone on the cast to finally tell the truth. It is, as the spiritual presence of those housewives great would suggest, inspired. Before we can get to that, there was another meeting of the minds that happened this episode when Gretchen, Gina, and her bosses at Sirius/XM's Radio Andy summoned Kiki Monique down from Los Angeles so that she could meet in a mediocre, mostly empty restaurant to meet with Gretchen, a middling, mostly empty housewife. That was mean. Gretchen's better than that. But her Hello Kitty if she became a tradwife confessional looks or not. There's a lot of preamble in Gretchen and Gina's conversation with Kiki, but she finally answers the question that we all want to know the answer to. Kiki says that, yes, she had lunch with Katie, and that Katie told her that the night of the naked wasted party, NWP Gretchen said she had to go to the hospital because she was drugged. There was never any doubt in my mind that Katie said this, but it was nice of Kiki to come and confirm it. I hope that production paid for her Uber back from the OC and gave her more than one glass of dry white wine because Kiki, a saint among men, deserves even more than that. When Kiki walks out, Gretchen has a classic Housewives meltdown where the tears are moving, but not a single other muscle in her face is. This is messed up on every level, she sobs to Gina. Now I'm scared about what people told me, and I wasn't listening, and I'm mad at myself. I didn't listen. But how would I know? How would I know? Well, everyone did tell you not to trust Katie, so there is that. Kiki also left us with an extra. She also said that Katie was talking shit about Gina. Kiki says that Katie told Gina she wanted to wear and champion Asian designers. You might be a little bit wrong on this one. And when she showed Gina an outfit, she's also right when this finally comes out. Oh, Katie says that what Gina said was fucked up, saying the word, which is right. Asian. Gina is also right. I was ready for Gina to say that she asked out of genuine curiosity, and Katie read into it. That's why the ladies are so upset about Katie's lunch. Gina says that Katie had told her about the designers. It's not what she's saying, but then got too stylish talking to the press at all when she should be either taking these things up directly with the women. Gina did ask that question, and it was derisive. This isn't about how awful the things why Katie would say that about they weren't that awful, and then not she was talking to the press at all, and that some of those things were possibly lies. I don't think that Katie even notices these things that she says, or the lies that she tells. I think Katie just says what sounds right in the moment, something to make the listener like her, something to get them to bond, but it has not connection with the truth of Katie's real intentions. She has lunch with Kiki. She wants to give Kiki good gossip about the cast to make a friend, and next thing you know, she's leakier than an overflowing toilet. Katie's shifting stories and bad boundaries don't seem to come from a malicious place, but I can see how it becomes a workplace issue. How can the women trust her or open up to her when they don't know what she might do with the information? If the women can't trust or open up to her, then what good is she even doing on the show? We get two brief interludes. One with Heather Dubrow playing poker with her family and discussing all her houses, and another where Shannon pays a woman to dress as Marilyn Monroe and serenade her father for his birthday at the famous OC eatery, Javier's, which all the ladies love. She did not pay this woman enough. There is not a salary big enough for someone to do this in public and then put a Gene the Machine hat on the poor man. Suddenly, BM, we're at Emily's house ostensibly for a Persian New Year's party, where Gina arrives and Emily says, essentially, "Girl, I got lie detectors, and this shit is about to get messy." At first I thought it was a little bullshitty to just spring this game on everyone without telling them, but I don't think it would have worked otherwise. The only other time we've seen a polygraph on the shows that I can remember is when Lisa Vanderpump took one back in season 9 of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Then it was of her own volition, answering questions she submitted, with an operator she selected and paid for. None of us believed the results or that she didn't plant the story of Lucy Apple Juice. Thankfully, Emily broke all of those eggs outside her front door because we don't need the evil spirit of that storyline coming back to haunt us. This was totally different. No one knew it was coming. The ladies came up with questions for each other, no one but Emily, had time to prepare, and it seems like we might get something close to the truth. Even Tamra, who is on the outs with everyone, shows up to this event. She arrives at the front door all in red and looking gorgeous, and says, "Thought you could get rid of me that easily?" The eggshells might have kept LLAJ out of the house, but they weren't strong enough for Tamra. I know that polygraphs are notoriously unreliable, but for the sake of this exercise, we will treat them as proven, irrefutable science. The women in the room sure are treating them as such, so in the spirit of Emily's diabolical game, let's assume that everything fake Edna Mode tells us is, indeed, a proven fact. We start with the easy ones. Gina, Emily, Shannon, and Tamra aren't telling any lies at all about silly things like whether or not Travis has enormous balls, if Emily thinks she's a better lawyer than her husband, or if Tamra and Shannon want to rekindle their friendships. The first interesting lie comes from none other than Heather Dubrow. When asked if she called the paparazzi so they could take pictures of her and Terry after there were some rumors of infidelity, she answered no. Edna tells us that is a lie. I knew it. I freaking knew it. Yes, Katie lies about everything, but those photos were way too staged to be real.
She was telling the truth about that.
I just wish they asked Katie if she really heard that Heather called the paps on herself, so that Katie might have gotten one question right.